Welcome to the Matt Review Royals podcast, recorded and produced on February 2nd, 2016. Today, I have an in-depth look at all things Royals baseball that will catch you up on all the news you missed in the last week. As always, I have major trades and signings that happened since last week and my top articles from MLB, ESPN, and other sources. I will also exchange lineup cards with Grant McHugh, and I have my Royals flashback as always. Remember, all my social media links are in the description, along with today's transcript and sources. Enjoy the podcast. Boom! Timeline is now on screen. Ian Kennedy has officially signed his 5-year, $70 million contract on January 29th, after the Royals designated right-hand pitcher Luis Coleman for assignment. On January 30th, the Kansas City Royals signed right fielder Travis Snider to a minor league contract with an invitation to spring training. As always, I looked at Jeffrey Flanagan with MLB.com for my first article. On January 30th, he wrote that Mike Moustakas is the last Royal to have an unsigned arbitration contract. I got that right the first time. I always mess that up. He has until February 1st to sign a contract before it is taken to a judge to decide his new value. Moustakas is hopeful that his agent and more will be able to work out a contract. Got it right before then. If they cannot, it would be the first time a contract in Dayton Moore history goes unsigned. I believe Moustakas is worth more than Kansas City is offering him. About $2.2 million was their last offer, but less than Moustakas' latest offer of $70 million. He is a valuable asset to the team, but he struggled with hitting the last few years. I got contract right most of the time. Okay, guys? Okay? Stop it. The question: how can the Royals, owners of baseball's smallest market and worst local television contract, afford a payroll close to $130 million, including 2 new $70 million contracts? The answer: we can't. Sam Mellinger says in an article basically about how the Royals won't be able to afford their massive payroll with such a small intake from year to year. Glass has been, for the last 10 years, the model small market owner. He's refused to expose himself to much risk of yearly operating losses and stands to make a fortune if and when he decides to sell the club. But he has also been competent in putting most of the profits back into the club, allowing for inter-franchise talent and improvements on all levels. The Royals have been able to handle a smaller payroll than the Giants and Mets because of young, talented players in their farm system that are able to produce. These players are kept small but long contracts, and then the Royals let them go. It is possible that Mike Moustakas and Eric Hosmer will not be Royals for too much longer, but they have been essential parts of our last 2 consecutive pennant titles, and of course, seeing the shocked face on Zach Greinke when he realized he was traded away from the Royals. As I mentioned earlier, in the trades and signings, the Royals signed right-hand pitcher Ian Kennedy. He was with the San Diego Padres. The Padres were the worst team in the MLB last season in terms of defense. The Padres had 74 wins and 94 errors, compared to the Royals' 88 errors and 98 wins. The Royals' ERA was 3.74, while the Padres was 4.09. It is already clear that the Royals are a much better team than the Padres, and the pitching staff noticed it. Ian Kennedy said that he was looking forward to having the Kansas City outfield We all know that last weekend was FanFest. I did not go this year, but I heard from many people that it was a very enjoyable experience. Well, except for the die-hard Eric Hosmer fans who cried for almost all or most of our classes on Friday when I informed her that her future husband would not be there. But the World Series trophy was there, freshly Wakamatsu, Island, Kuntz, and Henry. And of course, the real MVPs of the 2015 Royals, Denny, Ryan, Steve Fiziak, and Steve Stewart, and of course, Rex Heller. I would say, all in all, it must have been great, and it's always a great way to kick off the season. Player highlight, Salvador Perez, who is the 3-time All-Star, 3-time Gold Glove winner, and the 2015 World Series MVP. I'll give you a hint. He's a catcher. He was born in 1990, and he has a ridiculously low contract. It's Perez! Perez was born in 1990 and quickly was recognized as an outstanding ball player. He was signed by Kansas City when he was just 16 years old in 2007, and he was instantly a star. He played his first major league game on August 10th, 2011, and he picked off 2 base runners, caught 5 pop outs, and his first home run came on August 29th, where he was a triple away from hitting for the cycle. In his first year, he batted .331 with 3 home runs, 21 RBIs in just 39 games. On August 27, 2012, Perez signed a 5-year, $7 million extension that included 3 club options. In 2015, Perez was voted to start in the 2015 All-Star Game, his 3rd All-Star appearance. Perez batted .364 in the 2015 World Series, which the Royals won in 5 games. In the series-clinching win, Perez grounded to third in the 9th inning, allowing the tying run in the Royals' comeback. The game continued in extra innings. In the 12th, Perez singled to right with no outs. Gerard Dyson pinch ran for Perez. Dyson would eventually score, giving the Royals their first lead of the night. The Royals won 7-2 in the 12th, making them the 2015 World Series champions. Perez was unanimously named the World Series Most Valuable Player. He is the first catcher to win the award since 1992. Also in 2015, he won his 3rd consecutive MLB Golden Glove. The scariest moment I ever witnessed in a Royals game was Alex Gordon falling into a heap last season with a groin strain. But the scariest moment in Royals history was Tom Paquette running into the outfield wall and waking up days later in a hospital bed, a different person. The best article I could find about this event was called Tom Paquette Pool of Blood. Keep in mind, this was 1977, before outfield walls had padding on it. He is the reason that they do now. The bases are loaded in this June 1976 game, and Tom Paquette found himself running after a long fly ball. Any outfielder does this multiple times a day. So why did it go so wrong for old Tom? He missed the ball and ran straight into the wall, bashing his left cheek. Unfortunately, StatCast was not a thing back in 1977, so I am unable to tell you how fast he was running or the exit velocity of the blood from his face. But It gave him a concussion hard enough to cause some memory loss and for him to not be the same baseball player when he returned. This did result in an infield the park grand slam. It is now time to exchange lineups. Here is my estimated lineup. Number 1, Escobar. Number 2, Dyson. Number 3, Hosmer. Number 4, Kane. Number 5, Morales. Number 6, Moustakas. Number 7, Gordon. Number 8, Perez. Number 9, Infante. And here's my guest Grant McHugh's lineup. Number 1, Escobar. Number 2, Hosmer. Number 3, Moustakas. Number 4, Morales. Number 5, Kane. Number 6, Perez. Number 7, Gordon. Number 8, Dyson. Number 9, Infante. Sadly, I could not have Grant here to talk about this week, but I will talk about but I will talk more about these lineups next week. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed the podcast today, please leave a like. It helps me out a lot to know that you guys are enjoying this. Please share this with a friend, and come back next week at the same time for another episode. Until next week, this is Matthew Wong signing out. Stay royal, Kansas City. Or should I say, forever royal, because they're keeping their slogan for another year. Woohoo!